This podcast was brought to you by Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in the land. It's straightforward to play. All you have to do is pick 2 or more players, look at their projected stat line, and pick more or less for your chance to win big. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's right, you don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Have fun and run your game.
Hold the classics.
Hitting you with that boom bap hip-hop flavor. You heard? Today's official DJ, the Golden Child, taking you all the way back in the day.
Keeping it grown and sexy for the ladies.
Hey.
Turn down for what? You know who it is. Ooh, it's about to get hot in here. The Hypest Mix Show is on your radio. Hip-hop and R&B.
You're in the mix on the Spectrum podcast presented by K.L.P. Entertainment.
Live from Atlanta.
You're tuned into the swanky one, new K.L.P. You're in the mix on the Spectrum podcast presented by K.L.P. Entertainment.
Mike, man, what time is it, man?
It's swanky time with that new K.L.P.
Yes, it is.
What am I doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
We run both, yeah.
welcome back to the Spectrum Podcast. Hey. Hey. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back for another exciting podcast here today.
You're tuned into the swanky one, new K.L.P.
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, you want this beat, right?
This beat is dope.
Barnman, hey. Barnman, hey. Hey. Yeah, Monica, I see you jamming out to it, man. Everybody jamming out to it. Hey. Come on. Yeah, buddy. Back on your radio waves. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Boy, October got somewhere to be. We'll get into it.
You're tuned into the swanky one,
Yeah, buddy.
new K.L.P.
Bon, hey.
This beat is dope.
Ooh, you want this beat, right?
Happy Tuesday, y'all. Shout out to all the podcasters, all the scammers out there, the 9-to-5ers. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day. Come on, Freddie Gibbs. Hey, it's a lot of orange. I see a lot of orange out there outside. It's nice. Yeah, buddy. Special podcast. We back in the most incredible way for the pod. Y'all been loving it. Y'all been loving the content. Yeah, buddy. Come on. We create content up in here. Hey. Come on now.
You're tuned into the swanky one, new K.L.P.
Come on now. Y'all know what time it is. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta, man. We love y'all. Live on the radio waves, streaming. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, our heart. Y'all know the vibes. Hey, buddy.
This beat is dope.
We got a lot to talk about today, too.
Beat, right?
We got Monica and Douglas up in the studio. Shout out to Damien. He's out on assignment today, so he won't be here tonight, but we'll get into it.
You're tuned into the swanky one, new K.L.P.
Yeah, buddy.
Why them a go on
Come on,
bad?
come on. Barn bad. Come on. Barn bad. Come on.
Bad. Why them a go on
Come on.
bad?
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Shout out to y'all, man.
Yo, Atlanta. All the fans and the audiences and the listeners for Atlanta, welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. This is the Spectrum Podcast. I'm your podcast host, Monica Gray here. For all my ladies, especially my ladies, but my fellows, welcome back to another exciting podcast here today. We hope that you guys enjoy the content that we've been doing thus far. When it comes down to the Spectrum Podcast, because we've got some amazing, and I do mean amazing things coming out for K.L.P Entertainment for sure. Now we're officially here into the studio, new studio. You know, we have a space here in the building that we expanded up the radio station and then the film studio for sure. So we hope that you guys are ready for another exciting show here today. We've got a great one. Of course, we got Kennedy. It's good to see you here again. We got Douglas here. What Kennedy said that Douglas is out. Damien is out on assignment today with K.L.P Entertainment, so he will not be on this episode, but we'll catch him in the next go round for the episode for sure. It's Tuesday. Hopefully everybody is staying nice and cool. The weather's getting a little bit cooler out there nowadays. And what Kennedy said, he's seeing a lot of orange, a lot of orange leaves. Leaves are falling, right? I woke up this morning to go run some errands and go to a meeting, and I saw my car had some leaves on it. It's cuffing season. It's fall season. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. And it's been a spectacular last few days. It's been sunny with a mixture of cold, but it hasn't been that super cold during the day. It's been cold at night, but it hasn't been that super cold during the day. And just to see that the seasons change and we're getting ready to transition from what was summertime now to fall time. Halloween is around the corner. We'll get to that as well. Halloween is around the corner. We just cannot wait for that. And then before you know it, Thanksgiving will be here. And then after that, before we know it, Christmas will be here. And then before we know it, 2025 will be here. So we hope that everybody is just keeping your minds at ease and stay relaxed and getting your holiday season geared up. I know leaving my house, we kind of got the decor out for Halloween, and then we're going to have a small decor for Thanksgiving. Now, Christmas is where it's the favorite for me. When I get ready to do my house decor, it's the Christmas time for me. That gets me so excited. But we hope that you guys are ready for another exciting pod here today. Now, Kennedy, what's going on? How you doing? How you feeling, sweetheart?
Monica, it's been a fantastic, great week. Even though the week is just kind of sort of just beginning, because today is Tuesday, but this week so far has been really, 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 really good. We've had such not only a great week so far, but we've had a great weekend. And I want to go ahead and just talk about it right now because this is very, very important, near and dear to my heart. Saturday was so important. Now, if you guys follow our LinkedIn and all of our social medias, besides us doing filming media when it comes to our radio shows and our movies and our talk shows and whatnot here in the studio, K.L.P Entertainment, along with K.L.P Entertainment, the Lucas Tech Company, and Kennedy Lucas and Associates, we go out and we film outside of the studio. So, as we all know, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is this month, and I've had the utmost privilege to partner up with ProMed Consulting. ProMed Consulting is our sponsor for all of our shows, but of course we have a partnership with them as well. Shout out to ProMed Consulting. My mom's company. We're doing something really, really amazing with that. So we had the distinct pleasure to go out to the Oak Hill Child and Family Center that is in the metro area of Atlanta. And they were hosting a 5K event. And it was a very good event because, of course, K.L.P Entertainment was there to film the entire event, and we chopped together a video. And it really, to me, doing And when you work with something like that, Monica, you want to have the idea of you're giving back to community service, right? So it's kind of a community service, giving back to the community kind of thing. But, there are a lot of organizations here in Atlanta that don't have a film team to film their stuff out for them. And then when you don't have it filmed, you don't know what people are working on, what projects people got going on, what events people got going on. So I was able to go out and film some stuff with K.L.P Entertainment with the 5K. They did a 5K walk battle against breast cancer. It was such a great event because not only different vendors were out there at the center, but vendors was out. They had some food grilling on the grill. They had some food that you can purchase. They have all kinds of snacks. They had a DJ there, so when the DJ comes out and plays all the amazing music, then people get really riled up and ready to have kind of a fiesta kind of thing. So it was very, very good. And then we got to know quite a few people there at the event. And of course, we were covering it and we were filming it. So it just really gets me excited when we're able to go out and film and give back to the community and let our people know in Atlanta what's going on in Atlanta. Very, very happy about that. That event turned out to be really, really well. Shout out to the Oak Hill Family Center, and shout out to ProMet Consulting. Shout out to everybody that came out to that event. That air horns for y'all. So that weekend was very good. Saturday was very good for me. Again, was able to give back to my community and be there and be kind of a presence in film. And you'd be surprised. A lot of people, when you go out and when you film, and then people know that you're filming, they ask you, hey, is this getting filmed? Where are you posting this? How can I get the footage? How can I get the photos? Because we also did photography too. We did some photography that will be posted also on my LinkedIn too. So and it's going to be posted on ProMed Consulting's LinkedIn as well. So it's just been a fantastic Saturday. Sunday was pretty kind of a relaxing Sunday. Went to the gym, and I didn't really do too much on Sundays. Typically Sundays are days that is kind of a cleaning day for me. And then yesterday we were here in the studio working on some stuff. SNN Sports, again, you guys got to go check out SNN Sports with the latest. Also with SNN Primetime News as well. Very, very excited. To say the least. Of course, we got one of our producers, Douglas, here in the studio. He's going to get ready to get on the mic to talk about sports news later within this podcast. So it has been a fantastic last few days, really. I can't wait to see what the rest of the week holds up. The rest of the week is going to be good because the rest of this week, I tell you, Monica, I still got to go and get my Halloween costume. I'm going to 2 Halloween parties this weekend, and I'm very, very excited because it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time for me because typically with my friend group, we always do a Halloween party each year. I think I'm not going to do as much as I did last year. I'll let y'all in on a little secret. When I went to a Halloween party last year, I got really wasted. I did. I blacked out. I really got into that element. And I felt bad because it was a few days before I started Georgia State. So it was just one of those things that it was like, I'll never do that again. I'll never black out like this again. And I told my friends in the friend circle, I said, hey, I'm going to come to the party and I'm going to have a good time, but I'm not going to be drinking all kinds of crazy like I did last year. It's just so different, Monica. It's so different now that, and I say this because I'm not old. I'm not super old. I'm only 28, but I can't really drink like that anymore. Like I'm 18. Like I can't do that anymore. I was 18 10 years ago. That's crazy to think. That's crazy to say. A whole decade ago, I was 18. And I used to be able to hold my drinks, hold my alcohol, hold my liquor, right? But now that I'm a little bit older, and I told my friend Muncie this. Shout out to Muncie for sure. But I told her that, hey, like I'll drink maybe a glass of something, but I can't do how I used to do because I get sick very, very easily. And then my body says no, because when you work out and you're on an intense workout training schedule, you can't really drink alcoholic beverages like you used to do, right? My body just doesn't respond well. So I told him like, hey, I'll be there having a great time, but I ain't gonna do all that craziness like I used to do. So we're looking forward to that as well. We're doing a Halloween party this weekend. It's gonna be fun. And it's gonna be kind of a chill week. I mean, we don't have too much going on, but we have a lot of filming to get to, and of course, a lot of coursework to get to within the business as well. But shout out to everybody who celebrates Halloween. It's gonna be very, very exciting. I'm going to be getting my costume on tomorrow, and it's going to be very last minute because I was going to order my costume because I was going to be Wolverine, but we've been so swamped here in the office. I haven't had no time to go out and get the right costume that I was looking for. So we're just going to go to Spirit Halloween again this year and see what they got and just roll with it. But I'm very, very excited for that. And I'm probably going to be somebody different, Monica, because last year I was Batman, which was really cool. But again, my Batman costume is in the dumpster somewhere because I threw up all over that costume. So I had to throw it out. But we look forward to it as well. We look forward to for the week.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Kennedy. I still got to go and get my Halloween costume. It's been one of those things that, like you said, Kennedy, we just been so swamped here in the office. Office looking good, guys. Just a little bit tidbit because I asked Kennedy if we could announce it, but we're expanding our studio. Our studio gets a new room here in the studio, and we were able to build that out really well. So the growth of K.L.P Entertainment, we love it. We love to see it. I love to see the growth here. You got some new toys in here too that we can't wait to test as well. So weekend was really good. Now the one weekend, because me and Kennedy, we went to the gym together. Shout out to Crunch, especially the one in Snellville. But the type of music that I was listening to when it came down to working out, because everybody knows that you need music to work out. For me, I gotta have music to work out. If I'm not able to have music to rock with when I work out, it's a no-go. One time I went to the gym and I forgot my headphones, and then I had my AirPods, which AirPods are pretty good, right? I've got the newest one, but there's just something different about the over-the-ear type of headphones that you need more than the actual like AirPods. Now, I was able to really dive in and listen to Glorilla's Glorious album. That's the name of the latest album that Glorilla had premiered to us. Is available on all major DSPs, so you guys can take a listen. I love everything about the album. Even though we sort of talked about the album in the last episode, but we just really didn't go into in depths of it, or at least I didn't go into depths of it. This album is really good. It's really something that you can work out to. I really see that a lot of girlies listening to this album and working out and really getting it in for sure. When it comes down to if you're doing an intense workout, this is the album to go to. Now, Glorilla's Glorious debuts at number 5 on Billboard 200. Now, the album is currently the highest selling opening weekend from the female rapper in 2024. We all know that Billboard reported that Glorilla's debut LP Glorious debuted at number 5 at Billboard 200. The CMG-backed album earned 69,000 album equivalent units. That's a lot of units, right? That is a lot of units for it to be your debut LP, right? Now, I get very excited because they classify this album, Glorious, as an LP. So I cannot wait to see what more artists that she has up her belt for her full album, right? When you go out to an LP, it's good to go to an LP because it's not a full album, quite quote unquote, but then it's you're kind of budgeting out, right? Typically with an album, that is a lot more money, a lot more pressure, a lot more artists and features that you need for that set album. But to see that the Glorilla's LP reached 69,000 album equivalent units and debuted at number 5 on Billboard, that is really, really good. Now that is including the 77.98 million on-demand official streams and 12,000 traditional albums. Really, really good because we're all in the streaming game now, right? A lot of artists, they're allocating more when it comes down to it. And they want more hype and they want more allocations when it comes down to streaming. A lot of people don't really care so much about buying a physical album. I don't think that physical media is dead quite just yet, because there are some people that you can go out and pick this album. I'm pretty sure Glorilla is probably going to think about doing this LP and making vinyl, right? That's what it seems like a lot of artists are doing now. A lot of artists are going towards the realm of getting a vinyl done, right? And people will pay for it. I would pay for an album, for a vinyl album. I would. Now, her first week sales are the highest from any female rapper in 2024, beating out Megan Thee Stallion's Megan and Vado's Sugar Honey Iced Tea and Ice Spice Y2K. Now, Glorious consists of 15 cuts of contribution from Sexy Red, Money Long, Kirk Franklin, The Boss Man D-Lo, and so much more. I really like that Kirk Franklin record. That's the one I work out to the most. That Kirk Franklin and the Maverick City Band song that's on that album, really, really good. And again, I see this to a lot of girlies. A lot of girls, probably girlies listening to Make the Stallions featured song on the album. I see that happening. I see a lot of women going out to that for sure. The support is real. Now, this was a quote that she wrote on her Instagram, and Glorilla says, "I want to take the time out to thank y'all for the love and support that y'all have been showing to Glorious." She wrote on Instagram. She continues to say, "It means everything to me. I really put my blood, sweat, and tears into it. Literally, shout out to my team and everybody that was a part of the project. I love y'all dearly. I wouldn't be able to do it without y'all. Glorilla's got something." And I think she's going to be on that caliber because the album was really good. Obviously, I listened to it. The album was really, really good. I see Glorilla being that one, right? I see Glorilla being that one to where she's going to not only thrive, but she's going to be that one where it goes out and she's going to be that top artist, right? I see that in Glorilla because I see it in her or hear it in her lyrics. I see it in her social media. She's going to be the one. And I think, and we've been preaching the same thing on each and every episode of our podcast, I think that Sexy Red and Lotto and Ice Spice should worry. Not so much to the point where it's disrespectful, but like now you've got good valid competition. Now I can't put Glorilla on the stature of Cardi B and Nicki Minaj quite just yet, but she's close. I do think that these younger acts like your Glorilla, your Ice Spice, your I don't know if I want to say Megan Thee Stallion because she's been out for a while. So I'll just keep her in her own lane. Glorilla, Ice Spice, and Sexy Red. Those are the competition right there. That's the competition right there. And I hope that as they go forward with their projects, their LPs, their miniature albums, and then they get ready to do that star-studded album from all three of these artists, now we get to really put these ladies to the test, put these artists to the test to say who has the best lyrical, right? Who has the best lyrical sense? Who has the best beats in your album? Who's going to come out on top in this current generation of female rappers? Because it still is going. It's going out there. It's going for the better. I'm very, very excited to see what happens to it. Again, congratulations to Glorilla. Again, number 5 on Billboard. Shout out, salute to her for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you too, Monica. So shout out to Glorilla. I listened to the album too while I was working out. Like you said, you said you like that Kirk Franklin record. I do. I love that record. Now, and I listen to Maverick City Band too. Maverick City Band. Shout out to them. Hold on, let me get an air horn with them. Yeah, they're amazing. I love their songs. I really love their songs and their passion to do this thing in gospel music. I always will be an intricate for gospel music, by the way, while we're at it. Gospel music, to me, has been going out really well so far. I really love the art of gospel music. I think my taste of gospel music is not so much of the older generation gospel type songs. I think I am in this new realm of gospel music where it's kind of this generation, this modern generation, right? It's this modern generation, this modern take on gospel music, and and you can like type this in on Spotify, you can write beast mode gospel music, or you can type in rap gospel music, and great songs come up. I love it. I'm here for it. Now, something else that I'm here for as we turn the page here from hip hop to a little bit of gaming news, right? Because I played this game today, because it's out today. And this is something that is not going to wait until my live stream tomorrow, which we are going to be doing a live stream possibly Wednesday night or Thursday night. I'm so excited, and we can announce it. We've got the shout out to Rode, actually. Not a sponsor yet from Rode, but Rodecaster Video. The switchboard will be here in the studio tomorrow, and we're going to play around with it. But as soon as we get done playing around with it, yes, I'm going to be doing live from the Rodecaster system, and we're going to change some things up. But this couldn't wait until my live stream, Monica, because this is something I wanted to review. Now, as I'm turning the page from hip hop to gaming related news, if you're a gamer, you're gonna love this this next segment of ours. With any new video game that's out that's been highly anticipated, this game was received so many great awards, so many great reviews, and I'm very, very excited for this because IGN gave this game a 9 out of 10, which is very, very quite impressive, because this is the game that, of course, we pre-ordered. We played it. I played it this morning, or today rather, and I really enjoyed this one. Now, the game I'm talking about, if you guys don't know, this is kind of where my childhood started. A lot of people don't know this is my childhood. My childhood was with Sega. My childhood was with Sonic. Right, that was Sonic the Hedgehog was I want to say the very first video game I've ever played, because my big brother got me into it. Now we're talking Sonic X Shadow Generations. Now, this game is out today. By the time you're hearing the podcast, you guys can play this game today if you pre-ordered, by the way. If you haven't pre-ordered, you won't be able to play this game until the 25th, which is Friday. Of course, I pre-ordered because I'm a Sonic fan, number one. And number two, I like the extra content that we get. And, of course, we get to play it 3 days early. So without spoiling too much, because since today is still the 22nd, I don't want to spoil it too much for our fan base. But Sonic X Shadow Generations, boy howdy, this was great. This was great to play. I haven't beat it yet, right? I love this game because they gave us so much more. Now, you want to buy this game, Monica, and gamers out there, you want to buy this game if you are, number one, a Sonic fan, number two, if you're a Shadow fan, and number three, if you solely want to know about the Shadow part of this game. Now, I think this is a great deal for the buck because you almost get, to me, in my opinion, it feels like you get two games for the price of one, right? I remember playing Sonic Generations when it came out in 2011. That was my Christmas gift. It was Christmas 2011 when I got this game, because it came out that October of 2011, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, when I was a kid, that was the game that I wanted to get for Christmas back then. And it's so weird how I do games now. Like, if there's a new game that I really want, I can just go and get it nowadays. Back then, when I was a kid, if a game came out, I had to wait for my birthday, or I had to wait for Christmas, right? Or if I get good grades and really save up money, then that's another special occasion. But back when I was a kid, new video game, Christmas or birthday, that was it. Nowadays, it feels good because, hey, a new game comes out, okay, I can just go get it. So I played this game, Sonic Generations, back in 2011. Obviously, it was a great game. Won so many great reviews. It was highly anticipated. Now, when this game, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, came out today, it was very, very exciting, because this is a game you don't buy just for the Sonic Generation style of it, right? We already seen it. We know you want to buy this game because of the Shadow storyline, the Shadow campaign mode. And let me delve into the Shadow campaign mode first. This game is amazing. Shadow, finally we get almost like a full-fledged Shadow game. Shadow the Hedgehog game. Shadow's going through the going back into this past. Black Doom comes back to kind of take over the world, and then they are getting voided into the white space void, and they're going back in time and trying to uncover the truth with Maria, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, and the ultimate life form of Shadow. And there's a whole storyline that we already know because we've known that story for years now, right? I want to talk about a little bit of this gameplay when it comes down to this game, because this is the one that they gave us not only the performance, 60 frames per second, the storyline sounds good. They gave us a lot of great levels that I played so far as of this recording. Obviously, I haven't finished the game yet, but when I was able to play, I played about 3 hours of the game before coming to the studio to do a podcast. Or to do this podcast. This one has a lot of potential because you're going through so many great levels, so many of these great levels from the past. I just beat Kingdom Valley, right? So I started with, obviously we start with Space Colony Arc, and then we do Rail Canyon, and then you do Kingdom Valley. That's the third stage, and then that's the stages that I've done. I really like the combat mode of this. The standard 3D and then 2D parts of the levels are pretty good. I really, really, really enjoy the challenges that we have to do. Obviously, you have to do some of these challenges. When you do some of these challenges, you unlock the key, and you need the key to go to the boss level to move on to progress the story, right? Shadow, it's not just Shadow running around, boosting, doing these challenges. Shadow has some stuff. I like the Doom Spears, the Doom Surf, the Doom Glider, or the Doom Wings, right? There's just so much that Sonic Team and Sega, they put into this game. They didn't just give us, hey, Shadow's going to be just like Sonic and run around, boost around the level, and then bam, you're done. No, there's a whole bunch more, right? You get to Doom Surf your way through some of the levels, or you're doing a Doom Spear through turns and turnpikes and gates to get you through some of the levels. Some of the voice workers there, we get to see Omega, right? Omega is one of the characters that Sega tends to forget sometimes, but it's good to see him back. You get Maria and Dr. Gerald Robotnik is back into the storyline, and they get a whole nother voice work and a full-fledged character 3D model within this one. So it's really, really good in this as well. It's good. It's so good because this is of good quality. I have a feeling that Sonic or Sega and Sonic Team, they're going to give us some stuff, right? They gave us a lot. Sonic is back, right? Because we had Sonic Frontiers, which to me, Sonic Frontiers can be hard sometimes. But then you had that. Well, it started with Sonic Mania first, and then we'll skip Forces because Forces wasn't that great. You got Mania, you got Frontiers, and then Sonic Superstars was okay, and now you got this one. I can't wait to see what creatively they got coming up for that next new Sonic game, right? Because there's so many times you can remaster certain type of games. I see this working, and within the hub world, I guess the hub world with the Shadow part. It's not your typical 2D, you're going from stage to stage like you did in Sonic Generations 2011. No, this is a full 3D open world concept for the Shadow hub world. Now, have they done that for the Sonic Generations part? Yeah, but like your focus, again, when you buy this game, your focus is not so much on the Sonic side of Sonic Generations. Your focus is the Shadow side of Sonic X Shadow Generations, right? So the hub world is 3D. They took some of the formulas from the 3D world. They took that from Sonic Frontiers, right? Because Sonic Frontiers is the first Sonic open world game that we've got, right? So they took elements of that, but then put that in this game. Like I say, it is good, man. This is well worth the money. Again, when you buy this game, you're not going to buy this game solely for the Sonic Generations part. You're going to get it for the Shadow Generations part. I think this is going to be something very, very interesting that Sega's working on. And they Sonic Frontiers, the 3D hub world, 3D open world concept that Sega did with Sonic Frontiers, that's the first one. They've got something. They've got this formula. They're going to continue this formula, and it's going to be better, right? We're going to get better and better and better and better and better games, right? I would love to see. I would love to see them make another, because like I say, this is like a Shadow game, like a Shadow the Hedgehog game, damn near, right? So I'm pretty sure they're going to take data. And if I was, guys, if you guys don't know, I got my master's in project management, my bachelor's in marketing. If I was head of Sonic team, I would say, okay, let's collect data from this game. How many copies we sold? How many fan base engaged with this game? How many people really love this property? Right, this IP, this game concept that we gave them. Let's make another Shadow, just a standalone Shadow the Hedgehog video game, and let's rewrite the one that we did from Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. Let's not make that same one, but let's make a better version of that game and call it their own Shadow the Hedgehog type game. Because I know they can do it. They probably will do it, because that's what the highlight was the Shadow generations in this. Really, really cool game. I can't wait to see more of that. I would love to see kind of another concept for Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed was an open world-esque with the Werehog, but we'll have to see how they do that. I would love to see an open world kind of thing with Sonic Riders, right? I genuinely enjoyed Sonic Riders. I like the first one. So I'll be honest. The first one was all three of them were okay, except for the one on Kinect for Xbox. That wasn't the greatest one. Maybe they could do a spin-off open world concept with Sonic Generations. I'm just glad that Sega's back, and I'm glad that they're giving us some great quality games so far. They're 3 for 3 right now. I got to say they're 3 for 3. It started in 2021 with Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Superstars in 2023, I guess. And then now you have Sonic X Shadow Generations 2024. So to me, in my book, they're 3 and 3 right now. I'm very, very excited for that. That's my full review without spoiling some stuff. My pre-review, that is, Monica, because I haven't finished the game yet, but this is the one. I say this is the one that I wouldn't want to sleep on. I do not want them to sleep on that one for this one as well. I want people to do really well on this one. Sega to do really well growing up with Sonic. So they got something. Now we're going to take moving over to Douglas with the...
Some of y'all might know this, and some of y'all don't.
Let's do it.
It is now time for the elephant in the room. K.L.P. Who's the biggest elephant today?
Well, Diddy in the news yet again. Diddy accused of raping 13-year-old girl with other celebrity in latest wave of lawsuits. Diddy is facing a whole new round of lawsuits, including an allegation that he and another unnamed celebrity sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl at a party following the 2000 VMAs. 5 lawsuits alleging sexual assault were filed against Diddy on Sunday by the firm of Texas attorney Tony Busby, the same firm that filed 6 similar suits against Diddy last week. Another 2 suits were filed in state court in New York, per CNN. Hip Hop DX examined the 5 federal suits, and all but one of them laid out a situation where the alleged victim of sexual assault had 1 to 2 drinks and became disoriented. Likely the suits imply from the drinks being spiked with GHB, commonly referred to as a date rape drug. When asked about the latest batch of suits, Diddy's attorneys reiterated a statement they made last week about Busby's firm's filings. The press conference and 1-800 number that preceded today's barrage of filings were clear attempts to garner publicity. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts, their legal defenses, and the integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail, that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. On Sunday, Diddy also filed a motion in federal court in his criminal case to prohibit further extrajudicial statements from prospective witnesses and their lawyers that substantially interfere with Mr. Combs' right to a fair trial. The anonymous plaintiff, who says she was 13 at the time of Diddy's alleged assault, recounted how, in 2000, she was outside of Radio City Music Hall, attempting to get into the VMAs, when she was spotted by a limo driver who said she fit what Diddy was looking for and offered to take her to an after-party. Upon arriving, she says she had 1 drink and began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. Then she claims Diddy, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. Combs then threw plaintiff toward another male celebrity, Celebrity A, who removed plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. The complaint reads, plaintiff was held down by Celebrity A, who vaginally raped her while Combs and Celebrity B, a female, watched. After the male celebrity finished, Combs then vaginally raped plaintiff while the Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Among the suits Busby's firm filed last week was one from a John Doe who says he was 16 when he alleges Diddy sexually assaulted him at one of the star's famous white parties in 1998.
Man, Diddy. Diddy. He did it. Now, we're going to shift gears here. We have a top revealing story here today. Now, we all know about Chick-fil-A, and, we've had Chick-fil-A for quite a long time now. I enjoy Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A has some scrumptious chicken and some scrumptious milkshakes. Even though the milkshakes, sometimes you gotta really dig into the milkshakes. The milkshakes be really good. I went to a Chick-fil-A a couple days ago. Well, me and you both went to the same one. We were down there filming for the breast cancer awareness event. We went to the Chick-fil-A over at East Point of Atlanta. And I've tasted their chicken from Chick-fil-A, and it tasted like it was fried so well. It was super crispy. And I was thinking to myself, like, the chicken kind of tasted and looked like it was made from Popeyes. And Popeyes, there's no shade on Popeyes. Popeyes, they cook chicken. Like, they cook them chickens. But that's what this Chick-fil-A kind of tasted like. It tasted like you would see, and it looked like you came from, like, the Popeyes chicken strips that they sell at Popeyes. That's what it looked like. But obviously, when you bite into it, that's a Chick-fil-A chicken strip. Very, very good. Now, Chick-fil-A. Y'all heard about what Chick-fil-A did? They got this new app that's coming out. That's launching November 18th. And it's designed for families to enjoy while eating a meal. Ideally, a Chick-fil-A, we're very, very excited to hear that, Chick-fil-A is doing their thing and they're being more innovative. Now, back in October 21st, so yesterday, by the time you're hearing this podcast, they announced a new free app. It's called Chick-fil-A Play. Which will come loaded with video content, games, and so much more. You can watch regional animated shows, including there's a show here called Legends of Evergreen Hills, and playful new adventures with the animated Chick-fil-A cows, designed by landscape format for watching on your device or cast with another viewing device. You can listen to a kid-friendly original scripted podcast. And of course, you can play games, jokes, and conversation starters. You can create base recipes and kid-friendly crafts. And you can read ebooks and interactive stories. Very, very exciting. I gotta say, this is really, really innovative. Now, I wonder how many people are going to sit down and to really have their kids use their apps. And we will say, and I think this might be useful for kids, because obviously we said it and we joke on it on the podcast. Every kid has an iPhone. Back when I was a kid, I didn't have an iPhone. I didn't even have a smartphone. I couldn't even have a phone until I was of age, back in the day. But nowadays, kids can go out and have phones. Like a 3-year-old can have an iPhone if the parents deem so. So I see this being kind of interesting. It's a little bit innovative because it's something new that Chick-fil-A hasn't done, but I can tell from a business perspective, I can kind of tell that they use the accolades. If you go to like Chili's or Applebee's, you know how they have like the self-checkout, the little screen, you pay for your table, your ticket right then and there. You don't have to wait for the waiter. And on that, you could buy games or like stories or jokes or conversation starters or something like content you could buy for the kid to be entertained while the adults are at the table eating and having a great time. I can tell that they took ideas from that perspective, right? But then they're giving the store away for free. And I think this is where it's going to entice people to really go because it's free. Like you're not paying normally, again, for Applebee's and Chili's, you're not paying for those type of games. I'm pretty sure, and maybe Applebee's and Chili's probably listening, they're probably going to be like, okay, with the games and stuff that kids can go and use for our restaurant, we charge them a part of their ticket. Let's just make it for free, right? If I was the owner of Chili's and Applebee's, I would kind of look at this app and say, okay, this is how they're doing it. This is how we can do it for our restaurants, right? In competition. But I see this going far. Chick-fil-A got something with this one because typically, and me and Kennedy, we're guilty of it too. When we have dinner sometimes, when it's a quick dinner, I would say, we're flipping on our phones, we're watching our latest show on Netflix and Hulu. We're not engaging in conversation, right? We're eating real quick because we got something to do. Typically, with that now, if we're out on a date and, phones are on silent, phones are put on side, we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to enjoy each other's company, right? But you can tell that this is really catering for the kiddies, for the kiddos, because honestly, kids, when they eat dinner, they don't want to talk. They want to play a game while they eat their meal. They want to watch TV while they're watching. They want to watch their favorite cartoon show while they're eating their meal, which is, hey, we get it. We understand. So this is what I think is going to be very, very exciting. And they're able to license, like I said, you can watch original Chick-fil-A content within this app. Very, very exciting. And then, of course, there's going to be, again, that's what they got. You can listen to kid-friendly original scripted podcasts. That is the most innovative. If that's not the most innovative thing that I've ever seen, I don't know what is, because that's really cool. That is really, really cool that you can license your own podcast. If you're a restaurant, your franchise, you can license your own type of podcast for Chick-fil-A. I can kind of see that they're also, when they're trying to license their own thing, you think about it for an example, Amazon, right? Certain type of Amazon podcasts, like ours, you can get that license with Amazon, and it could be Amazon original, right? You can get your own licensed content, and only you could be exclusive for your own content, right? So you can go out and reach out to podcasters who would like to submit their podcast only for Chick-fil-A, and they get a royalty off of it, and then they got a kick out of it, and they got to listen from it, and you can only listen from this exclusive app being Chick-fil-A app. So again, I love the business model. I love the business model when it comes down to this. I love what Chick-fil-A got going on when it comes down to this new app that they're trying to form. I'm interested to see how far this is going to be. I think this is going to be really cool, and I think a lot of other restaurants might catch on. I see McDonald's catching on to this, right? I see McDonald's catching on to this, maybe Zaxby's, maybe. I don't see this for like your Chipotle's, your Popeyes. I don't see these for your steak and shakes. I don't see this for your Cane's, and I'm just naming restaurants that we go to. I don't see it for those type of restaurants, but for your Chick-fil-A and your McDonald's, the two big wigs there, I see this happening. I see that this is going to be in competition, and McDonald's might follow closely behind, because these are $2 billion behemoths of restaurant chains. So I don't see that this is going to fail. I think this is going to be very innovative, because you think about the kids. Kids are not going to want to watch. They're not going to want to have a conversation while they eat. They want to watch a show. They want to listen to a podcast. They want to play games while they eat. That's just how kids do in this generation. And I don't know, this is exciting. I think I really love what Chick-fil-A has. I love this business model, and I can't wait to see what continues on with this model of the Chick-fil-A app. This sounds cool.
Now my favorite part of the show. New York Liberty win their first WNBA title and celebrate the end of a long odyssey. As confetti fell and Frank Sinatra's New York, New York blared through the arena, the New York Liberty celebrated the end of a long odyssey. The team that always fell short, starting from their days in Madison Square Garden, through detours to Radio City Music Hall and Westchester County Center, finally found their way to the top. Start spreading the news. Indeed, there's finally a pro basketball champion in New York again after a 67-62 overtime win over Minnesota in Game 5 of the WNBA Finals on Sunday night. I've been manifesting this moment for a while. There's no feeling like it, Brianna Stewart said. Credit to Minnesota, they gave us a tough series. The fans have been amazing everywhere we've gone. To bring a championship to New York, first ever in franchise history, it's an incredible feeling. I can't wait to continue to celebrate with the city. It's going to be bonkers. Jonquel Jones scored 17 points to lead New York, which was one of the original franchises in the league. The Liberty made the WNBA Finals 5 times before, losing each one, including last season. This time they wouldn't be denied, although it took an extra 5 minutes. With stars Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu struggling on offense, other players stepped up. Leonie Fibic started off OT with a three-pointer, and then Nyara Sabali, who finished with 13 points, had a steal for a layup to make it 65-60 and bring the sellout crowd to a frenzied state. Whoever scores in overtime first usually wins, Liberty coach Sandy Brondello said. Minnesota didn't score in OT until Kayla McBride hit 2 free throws with 1:51 left. The Lynx missed all 6 of their field goal attempts in overtime. After Ionescu missed a shot with 21 seconds left, her 18th miss on 19 shot attempts, the Lynx had one last chance, but Bridget Carlton missed a three-pointer with 16 seconds left. Stewart, who missed a free throw with 0.8 seconds left in the end of regulation in Game 1, hit 2 free throws with 10.1 seconds left in overtime to seal the victory. As the final seconds ticked off the clock, the players hugged and streamers fell from the rafters at Barclays Center. Stewart and Jones hugged. The 2 prize free agent signees 2 years ago helped get this team its first title. New York trailed by 2 in regulation when Stewart was fouled with 5.2 seconds left. After a lengthy video review, Stewart calmly hit 2 free throws to tie the game at 60. Minnesota had challenged the foul call, and after the game, coach Cheryl Reeves still questioned it, saying the title was stolen from her team. McBride, who finished with 21 points, had an open look for a 3, but it fell off the rim and the game went to OT. Many of the former Liberty greats were in the audience, including Teresa Weatherspoon, who hit a half-court heave in the 1999 WNBA Finals to force a decisive Game 3 that year. That was the last time that New York had a chance to play in a championship-deciding game until this year. Jones, who was the only player on the Liberty to compete in a Game 5 before when she was with Connecticut in 2019, earned MVP honors. "I could never dream of this. You know how many times I've been denied. It was delayed. I am so happy to do it here," she said. Nafisa Collier scored 22 points to lead Minnesota before fouling out with 13 seconds left in OT. The Lynx were trying for a record 5th WNBA title, breaking a tie with the Seattle Storm and Houston Comets. Minnesota won 4 titles from 2011 to 17 behind the core group of Lindsay Whalen, Simone Augustus, Rebecca Brunson, Sylvia Fowles, and Maya Moore. That was the team's last appearance in the WNBA Finals until this year. "Congratulations to the Liberty on their first championship," Reeves said. "It took them 28 years. Congrats to them. We were that close to our 5th. It just didn't happen." This is the first time since 2019 that the WNBA Finals have gone the distance. Since the league switched to a best-of-5 format in 2005, 7 other series have gone to a Game 5, and the home team had won 5 of those previous contests, including in 2019. This series has been a fitting conclusion to a record-breaking season for the league. All 5 games came down to the last few possessions and have included 2 overtime games and a last-second shot, which have led to record ratings. The first 3 games each had over 1 million viewers on average, with the audience growing for each contest. They also have had huge crowds in attendance. Liberty fan Spike Lee was courtside over an hour before tip-off, chatting with the media while wearing his Ionescu jersey. Once Ionescu finished warming up pregame, the pair had a brief exchange and hugged. Lee was part of a sellout crowd of 18,090 that helped this series set both the overall attendance record for a WNBA Finals as well as the average attendance mark.
A very, very congratulations to the New York Liberty. I've been following semi-closely with the WNBA. Well, a lot closely with the WNBA, but I haven't been watching that many games because there's a lot of sports on right now. And when it comes to our podcasting, especially with SNN Sports, I'm trying to get back into a whole lot of sports, right? But when there's football season going on, a little bit of soccer season, and then you have baseball kind of going on, that's where our time's been occupied is sports. I'm very, very excited for that. Congratulations again to the WNBA for just giving us a great season, but the New York Liberty, that one's for y'all. So, yeah. The NBA is here. 2024-2025 NBA season is here. The Boston Celtics begin their quest for a back-to-back title against the New York Knicks to kick off the NBA season. After dominating run through the playoffs, the Celtics enter the season as the favorites. But the depth competition in the league won't make it easy for Boston for a repeat. Now, the Knicks' busy offseason, because we've been watching the Knicks' offseason. I'm rooting for any type of New York team, except for the Giants. I don't know. Giants haven't been impressing me this lately, y'all. But I've been watching closely with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and the Jets. And, I'm starting to become a Knicks fan. I like New York. I love New York. So I root for New York and I root for Atlanta. But the offseason included bringing Mikal Bridges and Karl Anthony Towns as the opening hopes highs in New York. Wow, Philadelphia 76ers signed, Paul George this offseason to maximize the prime of 2022-2023 MVP Joel Embiid. I probably pronounced his name wrong, but whether either contender have enough star power to dethrone the Celtics for the Eastern Conference race, that is a question that we ask a lot of people. In the Western Conference, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunders. They're going to try to build off of a memorable last season campaign, 2023-2024. That was last year, during which they became the youngest number one seed in NBA history, and the OKC didn't stand pat, adding key players like Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein to bolster one of the deepest rosters in the league. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, who faced the Lakers on opening night, are also amongst teams with eyes on Larry O'Brien Trophy after Anthony Edwards took against the Leap last season. And despite the talent at the top of the conference, we've been watching the Lakers and Bronny and LeBron. And the Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks been doing real good. And the Denver Nuggets could all make noise in the Crowd West race. Will it be Oklahoma City, Boston in the finals? Which other teams could crash the party? And which are the most likely to be involved in trades? We'll follow closely with the trades and the rankings too. Like I say, the season is here. I'm excited to see what happens when it comes down to it. But we'll see. We'll see how the season goes. NBA's here. NFL is still kicking it. So many great sports, y'all. So many great sports is coming out, and I just can't wait to see what's going to happen as we continue on the train of sports and see what happens when it comes down to the NBA. I'm excited. I hope everybody out there is quite excited to see what happens, but I'm always excited with the sports. So that's going to do it for our podcast here today. We hope that everybody enjoyed this one tonight. Please stay tuned for more podcasting later on. Stay tuned for all the exclusive content that we're going to bring out to the table for our social medias, as well as our live streams, and also on Amazon Live shoppable videos. By the way, we do have a storefront to where you can listen to our content there as well. So shout out to them as well. We got to play a little Bus Rhymes.
You're tuned into the Swanky One, new K.L.P.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for staying tuned. Staying tuned for the podcast. Monica Douglas has been good. Damien, we know you're out there hustling, man. Shout out to you. We'll catch you in the next episode, the next pod. But until then, we got some goodness for y'all. I've been your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas. I'm so glad to be part of this show. Even though we have our own sorry, Bus Rhymes playing. We have our other shows. By the way, check it out on any audio platform you get your podcast from, and also on streaming services as well. Shout out to Evelyn Letitia. Shout out to you. What Happened Was podcast is available right now on any audio platforms you get your podcast from, and also on streaming as well. So we love y'all. Love y'all. Everybody who tuned in for today's show. We thank y'all so very much. Monica, Douglas, again, it's a pleasure. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode, the next podcast. Let us know what you guys think. My comment to our audience out there, what do you think? What are you most excited about for the NBA season? 2024-2025 season. We're going to roll out of here, man. We got another thing to get to, but we love y'all. Shout out to all the podcasts out there. This has been the Spectrum Podcast, presented by Prize Picks and K.L.P Entertainment. Shout out to Prize Picks.